Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, for our Wisdom Wednesdays. And tonight I have a two-timer of IH2H, guys. And last we spoke with him, man, did we have a phenomenal show. And he left off saying, moms, let the coaches coach your kids, basically. So tonight we're going to talk about put me in the game, coach, with the Coach Fuller. So without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others the Coach Fuller. Welcome. We can't see you. What's going on? Can you hear me? All right, guys, well, we're waiting for Coach Fuller to get back in the room here. Thank you all for tuning in with us on tonight for our Wednesday night segment. Man, do I have a treat for you guys on tonight. I think his screen froze in the middle of me bringing him in. Can you hear me, Coach? Can you hear me, Coach? If not, maybe you should log off and come back in. Log off and come back in if you can hear me. But guys, yesterday we talked about, oh my gosh, what was the show yesterday? Unholy Speech. Who was that a good show on yesterday? That was our prayer broadcast. And man, oh man, did we have an amazing time on there. Dropped so many jewels. I mean, from being careful of how you speak, not just careful how you speak, just how you think, about God in your heart. I mean, man, we had a phenomenal show on yesterday. So we're waiting for Mr. Fuller to get back in, Coach Fuller to get back in. And Javon Jackson, he is coming back in. All right, here we go. Okay, so let me do this thing over. So let me present to some and introduce to you all the Coach Fuller. Look, I had a good introduction, and you had them folds up on me. Oh my God,
man! I don't know what happened. I was just like,
That's all right. Javon Jackson is in here. He said Coach Fuller is a great guy.
That's my guy.
That's my guy. Listen, he is in the room. So, Coach Fuller, I know last time we had you on here, we talked about you and your collegiate years and transitioning on to being a coach. And the last thing you left off with us, you said, basically, moms, let these coaches coach your kids. So before you jump into that, just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, because maybe some wasn't on the last show and they don't know who Coach Fuller is. So if you could take the time to tell us who you are.
Well, Coach Fuller is, I must talk about myself in third person. But no, I'm definitely a guy who tries to get a feel and understand for the guys that I work for and work with and have the opportunity to be a part of in their lives. I think most guys don't get a chance to really understand that. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, Carol City to be exact, better known as Miami Gardens now. Used to be around in the Liberty City area, the Poker Beans, the Swaps, anything, Lincoln Field, anything that you want to name down there. I've probably been down there. My family lived down there, and I've probably been all up and through those neighborhoods and communities and stuff like that. Went to high school, wound up moving to the south side of Atlanta. Old National was my backyard. Wound up going to North Clayton for a year and then transferring over to Lovejoy High School. Well, I got in tune with some really, really great guys and some really, really great mentors in my neck of the woods. And, they've been staple points in my life, and it's just been really, really wonderful. Wound up playing my college ball, wound up going JUCO to Dodge City Community College, all the way out in Dodge City, Kansas. Didn't quite. I was missing one credit short of a class and try to go D1 again, and wound up choosing the HBCU out in Langston University, out in Langston, Oklahoma, between Oklahoma City and Tulsa, in Tulsa, Oklahoma as well. Really, really great stapling points in my life, and I met really, really great people along the way. My mentor kind of got me back into football, and he had a position at North Atlanta, and he wanted me to coach the linebackers. And I said, I have a great opportunity to coach with my mentor, so why not? I was pretty much done with football with that. Like, I was kind of over it, didn't get a chance to go professional how I wanted to or how I envisioned. And then that's the way that I thought I would be able to save my family. But, it had a different way of kind of showing me some different things. And it just kind of put me back on the right track. And it's just a blessing to be in people's lives and try to uplift, grow, and, just add on, be a gardener into people's lives, whether, people realize it or not. I'm just here to help people.
Whew, let me tell you, and you have such a humble spirit. From the first time I met you, you looked a little serious. You had to kind of like, I guess you had to warm up to me or whatever, but you looked kind of serious when you first walked in. But little do we know, you're such a humble young man. And just to hear everything that you just said, to even talk with you on last show and find out some of the things that you went through, and still today to see how strong you are. See, that's the thing. People do not like to go through the it's, because if the it didn't happen to you early on, you wouldn't be able to be this strong, right? And here it is now, you're able to get before the people and show them what strength look like. Just because you had a situation, that don't mean that it stopped you. You keep going. And you're saying, like, you wanted to make it to the league and to save your family, but little do you know that God had a different plan for you. And we spoke about that last time. And here it is today, you coaching and you telling us moms, let us coach our kids. So tell me what you meant when you said that last time. And you can get as deep as you want. I am a mother. I already told you I was one of the ones that was like, I know you ain't talking to my baby like that. But go ahead and dive on in on that.
Well, just from my outlook, from like for the things that I've been through in my life, like and I'm not the guy to say that I didn't have men in my life, because I very much so did. They come in many and different variations. Some can be good, some can be bad, but a lot of them or all of them can mean well in their own way. Like you pick up certain traits from certain people that you meet along the way, and you can either put it where as a positive, or you can put it as like something in the negative. You're right. This is something that I would like to aspire to be from this person. This is what I like about this person. This is what I don't like about this person. And you kind of can just implement, put them in your nice little Duffy or whatnot. So just things that I can be able to grasp from people, because not all people are bad people, and not all good people that can be truly good people. It's just like kind of a thin line that we walk on which side of the fence that we want to play on. But everybody has a way of meaning well. In the end, it's just kind of like just trying to know their story. So just like I said before, like some of the men in my life, they were dope boys, and they meant well by what they did. I mean, for the things that they did, it was the reasons behind it, and I understood that. Even though in a lot of people's eyes, those is that the correct way in the which ways that you want to steal into a man? No, but you can take positives out of those situations as well and try to put into your own well-being. Like I knew a lot of the men in my life were like in and out of prison and stuff like that. I know I don't ever want to go to prison. That's not me. But I know, like, even though they kind of do foolish things and whatnot, and for the reasons behind it, they still have a lot of knowledge that you can take and actually sit down with them, and it has an instillment into your life. Like, listen, man, don't be like me. I want you to be better than me. And some guys can lead by example, and not everybody has the mindset of a way that I do. But I can take the good from the bad, and I can take the bad from the good, because both of them teach you lessons. It's just how you would want to be able to keep pushing and moving about. Like I said, my grandfather was probably, well, not even probably, was my father figure in my life. He showed me different things. He's the first person to actually get me out of Miami, Florida. Um, kind of, we would kind of travel to like the country parts of Florida, Central Florida, Ocala. We'll go to different cities, Jacksonville, anything that you want, that you name it. That was my granddad, and he kind of like opened those doors to me. One of my biggest moments with my granddad that I probably never forget. Every Sunday, he would take me to church, and it wasn't even the fact that he would just take me to church, but it was just more the fact that the thing that I used to think about is we would always go to a Wendy's, and we would both sit down and we'll order two McChickens. And at the time, they used to do the root beer floats or whatnot. And I would always ask him for a root beer float. He'd be like, "Man, you killing my pockets." But he'll always buy me the root beer float. And we'll just sit there and just have like real, real good words of wisdom and acknowledgement. I think around the time, like I was young, I wasn't even fully a teenager yet. But those are like really, really good moments that I remember. Was times that we'll be on the road or whatnot. And, and we just have just long just talks and discussions, and he can sit there and listen to me, whether my stuff being kind of minor, even though I'm a kid. At least I think that it's minor, but looking back at like looking in today's time, when I can hear like somebody younger than me actually speak about something that's kind of pressing them, to me it may feel like it's small, but I have no understanding of it, so I want to understand it, because to them, in that picture, in that limelight, that's something kind of major to them right now, and
Right.
it's something that you want to be able to work through. Um, so I kind of learned from the embodiment of men in my life, whether it be good or bad, uh, and just kind of put my own little spin into it. I know there's certain things that I didn't want in my life that I've seen, and there's certain things that I said like, dang, I need to be able to put that in my bag, and and walk on. Because again, like I said, not every person, not everybody, a bad person has a little bit of good in them, and a good person has a little bit of bad in them. Either way you want to think about it. Um,
Your
but no,
lights
what
off
I'm
again,
I
sir.
know, right? I gotta do. Hold on, excuse me, guys.
Okay, well, guys, I tell you what, we're here live with Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller has so much wisdom to be in a young person's body. And that comes from him, like he said, he was hanging out with his grandfather. And here it is, the seasoned folks need to reach back down to, pour into our younger folk. And thank God he had that, because the grandfather was instilling things in him at a younger age, and he brought it into the now. So Coach Fuller, I hear you talking about, that all people are not bad people. Everybody have a little bad in them. And this
Mm,
is what we don't like to talk about. We want to make it seem like we're just so good. No, we're not. No,
mm,
we're not. Nowhere near. But the thing is, even sometimes when one do something, or maybe we think that they shouldn't do it. Maybe that person is giving you the best that they got, or the best that they know how, and sometimes you have to love people where they're at. You understand? You love them where they're at, but you place them where they should go.
mm,
Be a light for them. Because, like you said, your grandfather was that light for you, even though you were hanging about around these dudes that was maybe selling dope or whatever. But here it is. You took some good from it, and you were strong minded. So you didn't fall into the temptation to say, okay, well, let me try this too, because
mm,
your granddad took you to church, so God was already all over you back then. So even if you tried, it wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? But thank God that your grandfather took that time with you to instill these things into you. And the
mm,
one thing that stands out to me the most is when you said that he took you out of Miami. At the time, I'm gonna call it what it is, Carol City. It's Miami guys to them, but it was Carol City to us. But he took you out of there to show you something bigger, different. And in my group, my nonprofit that I have, 88 Blessings, that's what I was saying. Like, you have to take the people out of that place that they never seen to make them dream big. Because if I'm staying stuck in the same area, I can't really, open up the way that I want to, because guess what? I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more out there, and that's what we need to do again as seasoned folks, to reach back down and grab someone like your grandfather done to you. So I know Pops is no longer here. My deepest condolences, but he definitely did an awesome job with you. A phenomenal job. But here it is, you're telling us parents, like, especially the mothers, we sitting on the sideline, we sitting in the bleachers, we hear you guys, blah, 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 blah. And then not only that, what about the parents that says, why my kid not in the game? Why you bitching my kid? You should have put my kid in the game. How do you respond to that, coach?
I mean, so again, like when it comes to like, certain moms, certain like when certain moms they don't like their child hurt. Like nobody wants to see a kid hurt or anything like that. But when you're dealing with the game of football or anything like that, and I'm not gonna say like a lot of football players, it's a lot of single parents homes, because it's definitely not. That is not the that's further that's so far from the truth. That's like, that's something that has to change. But to those, like, you don't ever want to see your baby hurt. You don't ever want to see them feeling no type of way. You don't want nobody cussing at them. And as mothers, you guys are really really good nurturers uh, to your children, and you want to be able to protect them in any way possible. So he ain't talking to my baby like that, or why he got to do that, or why he got to do this, or why you feel like he has to do such and such. And honestly, um, a lot of mothers, that it may be a single parent home. He need to hear something else from a man, because the instillment, it's not gonna come out the cleanest. It just may not, because again, you want to be able to protect them. And me having a title coach, I want to be able to protect my boys too. Not even just on the field, but off the field as well. Just dealing with the well-beings, like what I'm teaching them and instilling upon them is not just on the field, but off the field as well. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't come out the cleanest, and you may not like how I say it, but he doesn't have a problem with it, and he's being very, very receptive of how it's coming out. He knows that I'm not. He knows that I'm not harming him. He knows that I'm not being bad for his mental health or anything like that. Like, um, he knows he knows that I'm there for him. And again, like I said previously before, just like what is it? A kid's not gonna know that you care. They're not gonna do too much for you if they don't know that you don't care for them. And that's something that's really, really big about it. That's really, really big about what's going on, and how you have to deal with it. Like, they won't care until you care. Like,
Yeah.
it's guys right now to this day that probably run through a wall for me, and I can say the most minor things, because they know that I genuinely care for them, and I have my guys' backs no matter what. So it's a lot of things that I say that probably ain't the cleanest to them or the clearest to them, or just how a certain parent may want it, but
Mhm.
in the light too, they understand where I'm coming from, and they know that I'm not there to harm them. They know I'm not there. They know they got somebody in their corner that's gonna fight for them until like everything is over.
But you know
And
what, Coach Fuller, you said about a kid being in a single parent home.
mhm,
It's a lot of times when kids are in a two-parent home, but it still feels like it's a single parent home,
mhm,
because maybe the parent is out trying to work, trying to provide for the family and never home,
mhm,
just always working. But here it is, this kid wants his dad or his mom. You know what I'm saying? So you sometimes it's not just a single parent home. We have to look at the kids being in a, two-parent home as well too. Or what happens if a kid is being raised by grandma or grandpa? Here it is, like you said, they won't know that you care until you show them that you care. And, it's just like you say, we're nurturers. So it's just like, we don't want anything to hurt our babies, right? I don't
mhm.
care. My kid's 35 and 31, and I still don't want nothing to hurt them, right? But here it is. We have to entrust that when we give our kids to you, or when they come to practice, or, especially at the collegiate level, we leave them there. So we're leaving. You guys are just like pretty much like a mentor or father figure almost, and we just want to hope and pray that you guys are being great to our kids. So I think the best thing that we can do is, and I'm talking about God all the time, is just pray over not just my child, but over the kids, over the entire staff and everything, and just entrust, okay, like they got my child best interest. That's hard. But it could be times where a parent can see, I know what my child got, but this coach ain't putting my kid in the game. They treating my kid like this. You know it to be true. You know it to be true. So we're going to take it back on down to the optimist level. Let's go back to optimist. What they call it now? I don't know what they call it now. Is it optimist?
Optimist,
Optimist.
really anything that you want. I mean, youth football. I mean, I think it just depends on like the program and in which way that it's ran. Just as what's the words I'm looking for? Just as it just depends on like the program, because a lot of kids from the youth football, like it can be a kid that's like 5'10" and like 12 years old, and you'd be like what the heck? And it's just he's probably going to get the more attention than what the other guy is, and he probably just might be the better kid. And a goal.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You say he might be the better kid, but the thing is, at optimist level, they're auditioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he have the size, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he have the speed.
Mm-hmm.
But at optimist level, they're auditioning. Like, why not give everybody a chance? Because I'm telling you, I watch, and I look, and I used to say, like, I used to feel so bad for the kids that didn't get a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like even in practice, play the kid. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how is it for a little kid to be out there to see all his, his teammates, getting in, and here it is, I never get in? You had instances like that. But this kid still shows up to practice each day, doing whatever he's asked to do. How do you explain that to a parent? We're going to just use a worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have to you're not that dark, but just use the worst case scenario. Say that happens, and this mother comes to you, because dads could be kind of bad too. Now, I'm not just going to put it on moms, because I saw a couple of dads in action out there.
Absolutely.
But just say a parent come up to you and be like, why aren't you playing my kid? Like, my kids show up all the time. Why isn't it that my kid getting in the game?
I think like a lot of coaches are very, very competitive, and they want to be able to win.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the times, like a lot of parents don't be wanting to, because like you're like your job as being someone's parent or being somebody's support system, that you're going to support them to the very end. And I want to be able to support them as well too. But it's a lot of kids that are like really like it's like in the youth football league, like even now it's becoming like a gap. Yeah. It's becoming like a gap based, like with just talent, you can get really, really good from being really, really young. And as you get older and older and older, like Pee Wee ball, everybody's going to get a chance to get in. When you start getting nope, honestly, like, so like a lot
maybe now.
Like, so like with like, even like with like, I'm talking about like the 6 or 5 and 7 year olds. Yeah. Like a lot of those kids to get an opportunity to play. When it started getting to like 10, 11, 12, you start to see like the height differences, the age gaps, anything like that. And it's not to say that your kids is a bad player. He probably does everything right, but the guy that he's trying to beat out, it's going to be it's really, really tough for him to beat out, like on both ends, because that can just depends or varies on how good the team may be. And he may not like his role. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the thing. I don't think. Okay, what I'm saying, Coach, is you saying that basically they're competing for the spot, right? Because you do this all the way up to the pros as well. But basically, they're competing for a spot, right?
Yeah.
But I was saying, like, what happens if the kid don't even get a chance to compete, even in practice? How can I show you? Just say you had how many players on a team? I should know this, but I don't. Right?
On the NFL team, 53. On a
Well, no, no,
little
no.
league
I'm talking
team,
about how many players on the field.
on the field,
Offense,
22.
offense side, how many people on the field?
11.
Okay, 11. So just say we have 11 stellar guys. You know what I'm saying? And here it is. You have these other, say, 10 kids. They will never get a chance because offense already stacked. You see what I'm saying? Like they're
Yeah.
already stacked. And what you said to me was something that's so good because you said that a lot of the coaches are competitive, but in a sense where you have these babies out there auditioning, some don't even want to be out there. Some is being forced out there, and some just, I want to do this. I want to try this. I love this. Because I remember your boy Allen, first 2 weeks, he cried every day. But he still did what he had to do. But he was 4 years old too, though. Still a kid, a baby. So, but the thing is, you have these times where these kids are overlooked. So I see what you're saying, get up to the 10, 11, 12, so forth. Now I think they're doing it by weight. I don't even think go by age now. Am I correct?
They did it by age. They did it by weight and age when I played.
But I think now that what they call it AU and stuff like that, I don't know. It's just they done changed it so much. They really changed it so much.
Just the pop water ball. So it goes by like age group and weight. So like I think right now this goes like 8U, 10U, 12U, 13U. Just the different things. When I played, we was just like I was probably about.
Mom said it happened to you.
Yeah, it did, but like that's not the same like initial thing. Like I said, like when it comes to like some coaches, they can be very, very competitive. I think about me again, like I wasn't the ideal kid. Like I wasn't 6 feet. I wasn't 100 and I wasn't shoot. I don't even think I was like 180 pounds at the time, but I was like the best defensive end that we had. I just never really got the opportunity when I was at North Clayton until he actually put me in a game, and we never lost another game. I would get like 2 forced fumbles a game, but some people, some guys get overlooked because they don't look the part, but a lot of the time, especially with great coaches, I mean, a lot of times it has to do with like the competition. They want to be able to. They would love to be able to like get those guys in, but if it's like a game that's just neck and neck, like the best is gonna have to do because they want to bring out the best in all of their players. So the competitiveness and the guy that's just constantly winning the number 1 and number 2 spot, those are gonna be the guys that's gonna get a chance to really just play in a game. And I understand how the other guys may feel, but maybe they just got a little different gear than what the other guy has, or it's just a different type of motor, or they have a different understanding of what the job entitles and entails too.
Right.
And this is just with great coaches, because the appearance to somebody doesn't really mean much. If you can go out there and perform your best, I mean, that's just something totally different. In my case, I just didn't look the part. I wore glasses. I was like 175 pounds, and I was like 5'8". So that's not.
That shouldn't matter, Coach.
No, that plays a factor. That plays a big factor, as in, so like for my position going into high school, because this is all high school. My freshman year, again, I was 5'8", 175, playing defensive end. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, like, again, I'm good at the position, but it's going to be another guy that's like 6'6", 250, and he can be a freshman, so he has room to grow. He has room to make his mistakes. He has room to blossom, and he's still going to do really, really well his freshman year. As opposed to me and him can have the same stat line, but like that honestly plays a factor. It's not the fact that I'm bad, but for the position, like I don't fit the needs of the position. Like the guy could have like 80-inch arms. You can ask Allen this too. Like for receivers, when you go into your pro days, or for anybody in that matter, when you go into pro days, they measure half your arms, they measure your whole wingspan, they measure all that stuff comes into detail. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. but like I was a better linebacker than I was a defensive end, and I was a really good defensive end. But I was also, again, I was like 5'8", 175 compared to a guy that's 6'4", and I'm going against a 6'6", 275-pound guy, 320-pound guy. Me being 5'8", 175 pounds technically ain't safe. So,
right. But you know what? I see what your the young man Javon said. Do you have his number? I would love to bring him on because he said he would love to talk about this subject matter, and I would love to have him on with you.
Mm-hmm.
You have his number?
I do.
If you can, send him the StreamYard link. Javon, we're going to send you the link so you can tune in with us here. I'm going to put you in the green room, Coach, while you go ahead and send him that link, because I would love to hear from him as well and have you both on here, because obviously he thinks very highly of you, Coach. And I would love to hear from one of your players that you have coached. So guys, please do tune in. I mean, wait for a second while Coach Fuller go into the green room. Listen, put me in the game, Coach, is not just with football, guys. That's in life in general, right? You know, a lot of times we want the position, right? And we want the head position, but not knowing that my motto is just put me in the game, Coach, because you know what I'm saying? I know what I bring to the table. So when you know what you bring to the table, you can go in at any position. You know, with me, titles don't matter. You know, let's do the work. Let's do the work. You know, but here it is. You have so many Indians that want to be chiefs, and we don't have enough of chiefs. So here it is. You got Coach Fuller here, you know, saying that, you know, these coaches are being competitive. It's not, basically, to me, not verbatim. This is not what he said. This is what Erica said. To me, it's like the kids is not standing a chance, basically, some of the kids, right? And I think we moved up to high school to the collegiate level. So when we bring Coach Fuller back, we're going to talk about even going into pro day. You know, not just pro day, the combine, because you have to have, they want you to be the fastest, right? Even at a defense position, they still look at speed. So I'm going to bring Coach Fuller back in, and we're going to go ahead and talk to him about that. Coach Fuller, I was just talking about how it is that, oh, we have the young man in. Okay. All right. But yeah, so we were talking about, here it is. I said that I didn't think some of the kids stand a chance because of, you know, they may not have the size, they may not have the speed or whatever. Because, you know, here it is. You got me going dizzy. So here it is, you know, talking about combine, talk about pro day. What do they look at the most?
They look at everything. I mean, they look at your credentials and what you like.
Speed.
Yeah,
Everything is about speed.
Mm-hmm. And
You know.
it's very important. It's very important about speed, but then again, like, it's about your credentials as well. Just like kind of how your stat line. What's up, big guy? Just having the wits about, like, you know, they're gonna check your arm length. They're gonna check your hand size. They're gonna check the length, the width. They're gonna check to see how big your chest is, how far you can jump, how far you can run. What separates this guy for why he can do what he can do, especially along with the credentials and what he had in his career.
Right.
You know, what he's done and what he's built up for his resume. But a lot of those things, so like, let's say, like, I guess schedule will come to play. Like it, just different type of, like.
We lost you. Hold on, guys. Well, yeah, I think your phone is like cutting out. Your phone is cutting out.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the static?
Is that my phone?
I'm not sure. There you go. There you go. All right. So, Coach Fuller, what I was saying. Oh, yeah.
You might have to mute it, big guy.
Okay, there you go. Guys, right now, Coach Fuller has one of his kids, his young men. I'm going to say kids, one of his young men in here. We're going to hear from Mr. Javon, just to hear. I want to hear about what Coach Fuller is really out there doing. Coach. So let's go ahead and have Javon to enter in and let us know, how is Coach Fuller? What do you think about Coach Fuller?
Coach Fuller, that's my dog. Like, he came here. I'm at Fairmont State University. I play safety. He coached me last season. Um, he taught me a lot. Coach Fuller he describes himself very well, to the point where it's kind of like I can't really say any more than what he did, but he definitely has a great mindset. He definitely persuades, and it's definitely all about his players for sure. He puts a big impact on us, even in the small time period that he had with us. He put a big impact on my position group and the players around us.
Okay, so you play safety.
Yes, I do.
I'm such an offense girl.
Yeah,
I'm such
offense is
an
not.
offense girl.
Yeah,
But I
offense.
hear you said that in one of your comments. You said our generation right now is very dependent on people, and
Yeah.
that's why it's big on trust and relationship. So you said you wanted to chime in basically off of what we were talking about. So
hmm
you have the floor.
Okay, so when it comes down to relationships with coaches, so as you come up and grow up as a man, and the world is coming to you. You're seeing things and you're realizing things, and only really when you're growing up as a man and you don't have a father figure, or you're growing up with a single mom and you're looking and trying to survive on your own, and you have an adult man that can help you, it will be a lot easier, especially in the college life, all through high school. Like, my personal opinion, all through high school, I was dependent on my uncle because I didn't have a father figure.
Wow.
And my uncle was a coach too. So it's kind of like, as you get older, you start kind of depending on the relationships you have and the basically kind of relationship and trust with these people, because it's like you kind of have to trust that person for you to build a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely a big factor when it comes down to being an athlete, because again, being a student athlete is a very stressful thing, and a lot of people don't realize that it's a hard thing, and a lot of people can and cannot do it, and it's a unique lifestyle for sure.
I'm a single mother. And I have two amazing young men. Coach Fuller had met Alan and Daryl. You met Daryl too, right? Both of my kids you met.
I know I met Allen. I don't think I met Daryl.
Daryl, okay, yeah, he probably was in the inside. But Javon, my son, both of my kids started off in football, and here it is. We were talking about Little League, we jumped all the way up to high school, and now we're going to talk about the pros, because sometimes, here it is. As first of all, let me just jump back a little bit, because a lot of times the kids that come from single parent homes, there's a stigma put on them.
Yes.
And right then and there, you're already fighting just that stigma, right?
Yeah.
And here it is now. I heard something what Coach Fuller said as well. Coach Fuller said he wanted to save his family.
Yes.
How many of the kids that say that, and when you take that type of approach, not saying that it's the wrong approach, that's not what I'm saying here, but when you take that type of approach, God forbid you don't make it to the next level. Even, college. Some college may not even, some kids don't even make it to the collegiate level.
Yeah.
So think about your mindset. Like, how is it how do you get your mental right? I think I'm twisting this thing up a little bit, but how do you get your mental right, knowing that, first of all, is this something that you want to do? Is football what you want to do? You're not forced to be playing football, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now I go out there. They already labeled me as a single. I come from, like, my mom don't have a name.
Yeah.
Come from a single mother. Okay, I'm Erica Wilson, or whatever your mom's name, right?
Yeah.
You have that on top of you. And Coach Fuller, we just talked about it too, saying about coming from single family. And I told him too, sometimes a two-parent home, Jamal.
It still feels the same.
Exactly.
And we have, I know, so personally, I have a lot of friends that have 2-parent homes and stuff like that. So they're it's kind of when it's a single parent and then you have a friend or you have somebody that you can kind of like look at or look upon when it comes down to two parent households. Even when those 2-parent households feel like one, it's kind of like a mindset where you have to like over time life will come, and it's like either you will figure out as an athlete if you really love this game and you want to keep doing it, or you're kind of gonna take a different path of what you want.
But Javon, guess what? You got the both of best worlds, right?
Yeah.
Because look at Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller came from his mother was a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how he turned out.
Yeah.
But see, I was telling Coach Fuller last show, he maybe was done with football. He said it though. He maybe was done with football, but football wasn't done for him. So
Yes.
even though he had to make, he was delayed, but he wasn't denied. He's maybe not in the pros, but he's still doing something that he loved. And now he's before people like you, young people like you. He could be that beacon of light. So it was bigger than football.
Yes.
God had a plan for him. So Coach Fuller, what would you say to your guy here, hearing that he says that here it is, he come from a single parent home.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking up to his uncle, but then he had friends that's around him that come from a 2-parent home.
I mean, it's not where you start, it's about where you finish. Don't feel sorry for all the things that you've been through. Good well how we are. We're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it steady. We're gonna keep our head down, and we're gonna do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Of course, me being from a single parent home, like I understood like all the pressures and whatnot, what was going on, and like again, like my stuff was like I came from a survival thing. That's kind of like the mindset that I had looking back towards it, and like if I was injured or if I tore anything in my body, like I would have felt great. Like it wouldn't have mattered too much because of me, because at the end of the day, I felt like I saved my family. Like at the end of the day, like when I was 6, I was like the man I was like the man of my household, and just being in like and that's something that I was always told, but I was showed, but I wasn't just truly showed it because I didn't understand it. So my thing of just like coming from a place of just like survival, that's why I played football, because I loved it. Like I'm a gladiator at heart. Like I have the tenacity. Like I'm a competitor. Like I have a nice, beautiful smile. Don't get me wrong.
And that's why I need to see it. Right now you're looking dark. I need you to get the lights back on, sir. I need to see the handsome face.
It's automated. I can't help it. But no, for the most part of just like people. I used to become like a different person when it came onto the field, because again, like people looked at it differently than how I looked at it, because again, I'm doing this to save my family. Like this is fun to me. I'm enjoying it. I don't see it as work. And it was just always a passion of mine of what I had. So you have fun with it. Don't take no regrets about it, and just go about everything and just do everything the right way that you know how. It was something that was told to me a little later on in my life, not even just maybe a few weeks ago. Honestly, just the difference between pro and re. So like don't be reactive, be proactive in your situations. Don't retake. Don't be a retaker. You know what I'm saying? But be a pro-taker. That means just take advantage and put first. Set yourself up in the best way that you know that you can protect yourself. Don't have no regrets about what you're about to do. And just be proactive about everything. Like that was just something that was just really, really big for me.
Can I ask something? So me and you have had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to explain what do you mean by save yourself?
So just save yourself. You want to be able to try to like do. It may be certain things that you may not like, or like what people go by, or like what like people may not have, like, they have the best interest for you, but they just may not know how to say it. And it may be some things that you may not like about people. And, but for the most part, you put your head down and you go to work. You want to try to set yourself up in the best situations as possible to save yourself. You want to do the little things right. You want to go about everything. It may be something that you may not like, but you don't have the control over it. If you don't have control over it, why get mad over it? Why, why sit there and just kind of mope and sulk about it? You want to be able to, Like, if you can control it, change it. If you can't control it, then, you got to be able to bump that and put it to the side. You got to be able to put your head down and just get to work. So that was like one thing that's like really, really big. Like for me, like I'm not gonna, if I can get frustrated over something that, if I can get something frustrated about something that I can't control, then I need to change my actions toward it because I can't control it. But if it's something that I can change, I need to put my head down and get to work and change about it so that we can make the situation better. And
Absolutely. And I would even say too, what I gather from Save Yourself is do what's best for you.
mm-hmm.
Keep putting your best foot forward. If there's something that you want, do what's best for you and block out the noise that's around you. Because a lot of times we could look at what somebody else have going on and get distracted. And little do we know that maybe we're wanting what they have and we don't know what they did to get what they got. You may just keep your eyes looking. Keep your focus. My son say, keep the main thing, basically. Because the one thing about it, and the two things for sure, is not where you start, it's how you fit. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. So we're going to take some comments right now, and then I'm going to announce something that you guys probably know because you see it all over his shirt right now. But let's go ahead. Mom said, and God is working because he will be an NFL coach, a part of the plan. I touch and agree with you. Yes, ma'am. She says, trust the process. Also, she says, even though being a single mom, I thank God for the man that was placed in his life. Mr. Javon that's on here with us now, he says, because of safety, size matters. See, he on the defense. These guys.
Okay, so in defense on that, we can go more on that detail because when you're talking about like little league, youth league, so I grew up kind of similar to how Coach Fuller did when it comes down to football, where I was weighted, but I was still in the age group. And I was very small. I was tiny. I didn't hit 6 foot until my junior year. So
Wow.
I've always been a small person, but it's kind of like when it comes down to size, when you get into high school, it's definitely a very big thing when it comes down to safety because again, you don't want to put a 170 DN on a 200 lineman. Like that honestly
Javon, let me tell you, pro level, that's what you're going up against.
No, trust me, I know.
So but I think I get what you're saying, but you're talking about, listen, I know exactly what you're talking about as far as safety wise, but let me tell you something. I used to cringe. You may not know, but my son played in the NFL, but I used to cringe when these big guys come at my son. And my son is he's 6'3", but he's 205. But these big old linebackers and defensive ends or whatever coming at my baby.
That's the difference between offense and defense. We come with bad intentions. That's the only thing.
That's okay, but you got to catch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, I just love having fun. But guys, listen, we're here tonight live with the girl Erica Wilson, and it had to happen for our Wisdom Wednesdays. And tonight the topic is put me in the game, coach. Last time we talked to Coach Fuller, we talked about him transitioning from a player to a coach. Now Coach Fuller has something that he would like to announce to you all, guys. Go ahead with it, Coach Fuller.
So, I coached a year at North Atlanta High School. And I wound up taking my talents how I wound up meeting Javon at Fairmont State. Well, he was a really awesome guy very coachable, did anything I asked him to do, very level-headed with me. We were very, very transparent. We were able to get stuff done. I want to say 117 tackles on the season. As a safety, one interception, a couple forced fumbles, fumble recovery, you name it all, he does it all. And, I have wound up getting an opportunity now that I'm coaching at a university in Central Florida, out in Orlando, Florida, and we just moved into the Big 12. So that was a really, really good move that I just couldn't refuse. I couldn't refuse to take down or turn down because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. And, I've reached and extended, my phone number is always available to those, especially those that are just really, really good to me. And I felt like I did what I needed to do at Fairmont. I loved a lot of things at Fairmont, and I appreciated the guys that I got a chance to make a connection with, and, elevate their game, elevate their mental, put them in a different headspace and a different limelight. And, just put them in a different spectrum. Just know that it's more out there. Like I said, I never planned on ever saying in my life that I was just going to end up in West Virginia, or never said that a day in my life. And I got opportunity at Fairmont State, and I'm blessed. And I was very, very blessed to have that opportunity. And I loaded up my car and I drove up, went from city to mountains. And I really ain't never seen no mountains like that. And it was just something new for me, and I appreciate all my time that I spent there and getting to know all my guys and being the connection. They know I know what I mean. I know what I mean to them, and they know what they mean to me. So,
But you know what, Coach Fuller? You said you drove through the mountains. You packed up and you got to get him, right? But here it is. Little do you know, back then, when your grandpa was taking you through all those cities, let me tell y'all something. I could just start to shout, Javon, I love God. I love God. But listen, I could just start to shouting because back then, you see how it worked?
mm-hmm.
He knew that this day would come. We may not know, but he know when this day may come, and you had to pack up. Look at I knocked my earring out, but that's okay. You had to pack up and get on here to well, not here. I'm not in Florida anymore, but get on to Florida. And here it is. Now you at UCF. Oh my God, that college, I mean, is amazing. I remember Alan took his visit there. And man, oh man, it was a nice, I'm talking about the whole city, it just was an awesome place to visit, but here it is. Now we have you there. You're close to home. Wait, are you closer? Yeah, you're closer to home, and here it is. You're doing what you love. But you see the steps the steps that's taking place.
Mm-hmm.
You started where?
I started in Florida, Carol City to be exact.
No, I'm talking about coaching.
So coaching-wise, North Atlanta in high school. My mentor got me back.
And then you went where?
To West Virginia, Fairmont, West Virginia, at Fairmont State University.
And you're where?
At the University of Central Florida.
Good God Almighty. Let me tell you something. That's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Next is what your mom said. I'm standing in agreement with her. Next is what your mom said. You understand?
I got you.
Hold on. Keep the focus. Be like the kids that may not get the chance, that if you're overlooked, even at your coaching position now, you got your foot in the door. Keep your eyes on the prize. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. It is coming. And to you, young man, is it a JUCO that you're at or a D1, D2?
So I'm at a D2 right now. Fairmont State is a D2.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I tried to get my son on here so he could speak to you both. I tried to surprise you, Coach Fuller, but he's at the he's taking care of the kids right now, so he couldn't get in. But the thing is, Javon, Coach Fuller, no, my son went undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put up some numbers.
What? If you don't mind me asking, what team did he play for?
Jaguars, Cowboys, and Dolphins.
Mm.
You may know him. His name is Alan Hearns.
See, I'm not really a
receiver. You can't catch it.
Once you said Dallas, I'm a Washington fan.
We 305 all day, Javon. What you talking about? We got Miami in the house.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Oh my God. But yes, let me tell you something. It's just the way God do things when you and I can say, man, shouts out to Papa up in heaven, because I know he's smiling down on you. You know, the things that he instilled in you back then is, oh, hallelujah, Jesus. And you haven't even seen your best days yet.
Oh, try to tell that man he got a bright future. And I'm watching him.
Just because you're humble, just because you see the good in people, you know, even when they try to be bad, you still see the good in people, and you don't let people. I watched a show today, and a young lady said she had to hold these rocks in her hand because of people energy. Now that's something new to me because I didn't know nothing about that. But she feels she has to hold the rock in her hand because the energy people around her bring. Not knocking it, may be true. However, you're one. You know who you are. You know who you are. And there's nothing that nobody can tell you to make you feel different. If you were able to hang around those dope boys and not become a dope boy, says a lot. Because guess why? A lot of times you say you wanted to get your family out. You could have took that route. But God, let me tell you, let's see what mom said, because mom got something to say. When God say you going to the league and you looking to play, but you being set up for leadership, NFL coach, not player. Come on, mama. Praise God and thank you, sis. No, thank you, sis. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to have this interview on today. Even though Coach Fuller, she's supposed to be on. But we're going to talk about that. I'm going to throw her on the bus. Yes, I am. She's supposed to be on. So maybe you can talk to her. Son had to come before mama did, right? But sis, you know I love you. I had to throw you under the bus in front of everybody. But Coach Fuller, I am so I can say that I'm proud of you. You know, I look at so many young men. I think you're a young person, but you trapped in the old man's body. I may say that backwards. Or old man trapped in the young man's body. There you go.
Yeah. My name is Eugene.
Listen. But you know, it's just so amazing just to see how everything that you went through, because Javon, the name of the show is It Had to Happen. And the is the trials, the tribulations, the hurts, the wrongdoings, the whatever it is that you had to go through to birth the purpose. Our journey, our motto here is our journey, our purpose, our pain that birthed us for our purpose, right?
Yes.
But it's through the pain, it's through the times when you're uncomfortable, it's when God is doing his best work. Yes. So when those it's are transpiring, we just have to know how to stand, even if, it don't happen when you want it to happen. You got to know that he's an on-time God.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this scenario to the both of you. If it's a time where you have to be somewhere and maybe you can't find your keys, maybe you have a flat tire. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, but say, for instance, it were to happen. Do not get upset. Just take your time and calm down, because it could be very well that God is blocking something from happening. So I want to leave you both with that on today. We're right here at, we're over time. My God, I have another meeting to jump into, but this is good. So, Coach Eugene, no, I like Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller, is there anything that you would like to leave with the people on today?
Um, don't be afraid to take your steps. They're ordered. Even I think I heard a conversation about golf at least like 4 or 5 times. So maybe I need to. Maybe I heard it from like 6 different people, and it was just like conversations thrown to me. I know like really really good decisions I made on a golf course. So maybe I need to take a little instance of like just throwing a little hints for that. But no, don't be afraid to go through the fire. You become a different person when you take a sword out of the fire. When you first put it in, it ain't sword. It's just a big hunk of metal. When you put a diamond under pressure before it's put under that pressure, it's nothing but a rock.
Right.
Come on.
Before you can make an apple pie, you got to start the process of breaking down the apples, getting the strips right, getting the right ingredients for what you got to do for the purpose.
Come on now.
Then it gets put into that temperature, that pressure, that fire, and then only after that it can become what it's supposed to be. So don't be afraid to go through those processes, because if it's something uncomfortable in your life and you know that it's happening because it's going to happen no matter what, be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the change is going to happen whether you're ready or not.
Amen.
So you got to get ready to be for that. So don't be afraid to step into that fire and better yourself as a person mentally. Don't be afraid to get into the dark side of yourself, where those times where you don't want to get into the hole, because sometimes you got to go back through that in order to take your steps forward to well, this is kind of blocking me, but I need to go into this and do this work by myself and kind of figure it out, and that way I can take these steps ahead and keep moving forward and trusting the process. And most people want to step out on faith and believe and stuff like that. Well, you got to take risk, and take that risk within yourself and always go for it. If you want to bet on yourself, that's you taking a risk. If you want to do something positive, that's you taking the risk. You never know what's the outcome of it or what it's going to be, but you step into it with the mindset of positivity, and everything else is going to follow right along behind it. Have fun and find the happiness in it. Don't try to find the negatives in it to the fullest extent. For you to do something that you like to do, you may have to do some things you may not like to do at first. But when you get to where you're going to be, the grass is always going to be greener when you get there.
Amen. And you talked about that fire. And I don't know if you guys know, Eugene, you probably know, Coach Fuller, you probably know about it. You remember them 3 boys that was in that fire, right? Meshach, the 3 boys. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied today, but the 3 boys in that fire, and they didn't even know that it was a 4th person down there. But guess what? They came out untouched. So go through that fire, people of God. Go through the fire, the hits, whatever it is. And you spoke about the negative. Out of the negative, try to take something positive out of it. Because once you see that, you can take some positive out of the negative, because the Bible tells us all things work together for the good of God, to those who love him and called according to his name, right? But here it is, Javon. You hear what your coach is telling you. You hear everything that he said. You see everything that he stands for. You see that he still, keep the connection, even, the connections that he made with you all, where you are at now.
Yes.
You still can reach out to him. Some people, once they move on, you don't have no access to them no more. But God, this is a great guy here. So if you had anything to leave with our audience on today, what will it be?
I would just say trust the process. It's a hard process, but definitely trust it. It's a hard thing to do, but also God will make a way and show you your path. You just got to make sure you're taking the right one.
Yes. Well, Coach, I can see that you definitely made a huge impact on this young man here. That says a lot. If you touch one, you've done enough. So I see, I can't say the word. I'm not going to say it because you guys are going to pick at me, but I see your FRUIT. Okay. I see it. here today. I brought him in for the sole purpose of wanting to see, that what you're doing. Here it is. You got Coach Fuller on tonight. And he said, put me in the game, Coach. And I'm sure Coach Fuller will be back again. You have to know that the floor is definitely open to you at any given time, whatever you have coming on. Javon, if you would like to be a guest here with Coach Fuller, he'll tell you how to go ahead and do it, because we love to hear a player's point of view as well. We're speaking to a coach now. But here it is, like I said, Coach Fuller, just hold on. And you spoke about, thank you, Holy Spirit. Oh, God, you spoke about that golf. That's where your break is going to come from for you to make it to the next level. You hear me what I say? That's where your next break is coming from to get to that next level. So many connections made in golf. Hear me what I say? Hold on, Coach Fuller, it's coming. But guys, tomorrow, you don't want to miss it. You enjoy Coach Fuller on tonight. I have the beautiful Miss Tiffany. She's an author. She's an actress. She's a model. Let me tell you, she's an artist. She will be here with us on tomorrow. And she say, they came for the people, but they ain't come for the praise. This is who we will have here on tomorrow.
In Mississippi, multi-award winning artist, actress, author, and model. And I'm going to be joining my girl Erica Wilson on It Had to Happen on March the 16th from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be discussing my new album, He's Been Good. I hope you'll join us. I hope to see you there. We'll see you soon.
All right. Isn't she beautiful? I see both of y'all. What y'all smiling so hard for? Hold on. I see both of y'all smiling, especially him down there. Which Javon? Javon? She's beautiful. I know she is. Yes. She's all the way from Jackson, Mississippi. Guys, you can catch her on Empire. I'm not going to tell you. You just have to tune back in tomorrow to hear from Miss Tiffany. She actually is a two-timer as well, Coach Fuller.
Really?
She was here before. She even brought her daughter on. Her daughter even wrote a book. Listen, definitely doing some great things here. It Had to Happen. So guys, if you would like to book with your girl, you definitely can do so by going to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. I'll love to have you. We have openings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. We're taking bookings for next month. I think this month is all booked up. But Javon, get in the room. Get in the room and become a part of IH2H fam, because we already have Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller's going to get us right, y'all. You better believe it. I love you both. God bless each and every one of you. And to our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in here with us. We cannot do this without each and every one of you. If this broadcast has blessed your soul, please do share it, especially with the parent, because Eugene, Coach Fuller say, moms, let us coach our kids, okay? Let us coach our kids. And Javon says size matters. But Javon better get ready, because them some big boys in the NFL. Some big boys. So again, guys, if you can share this broadcast, if you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button as well as the notification button and let you know every time we go here live that it had to happen. Devon, I'm going to put you to a test. I want you to get all your teammates to subscribe to my channel.
Oh, I can do that.
Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead and send the people out with some virtual hugs. I'm hugging you guys and some virtual love. Because, guys, we love you here. And It Had to Happen. It was so fun having both of you here. Coach Fuller, you know you're more than welcome to come back. I don't cook, so I ain't invite you. Can come over, but I don't cook. I'm going to tell you that now. I don't cook. My mom throw down, though. Ooh, yeah, you can get some of that good old cooking. All right, guys, until next time, guys, please do be safe. Shouts out to you, mom, sis, Kimberly Morgan. God bless you, sis. We want to get you in the room. Go ahead, Coach Fuller, tell about it really quick.
Man, get your butt up here, man. What is he doing? Come on, like, She got a story. She got a platform for you to use. So stop being scared, pushing everybody else, throwing you under the bus. Love you.
We're going to end the show with that. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It had to happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.